Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have kind of a different video to do today. It's like a Q&A. Surrender. Surrender. Open up. This is about opening up to a higher power. I just got chills. This is about opening up, and the question that I'm going to answer today is all about opening up and surrendering and how to do that. I do have my music on right now. I had to turn on the Harry Styles radio station. I'm smiling because every morning, they're just showing me again, every morning I stand in front of my jewelry box and I'm just like, okay, what stones do I need to wear today? And this one, if you need to know, is Larimar. I almost just forgot. Larimar. This one is turquoise with copper in it. And I usually wear another stone necklace here, but I also have my stag pentacle. This to me represents the masculine energy, divine masculine. And I wear this every day, my own personal talisman, the Ankh symbol, which really represents the feminine to me. So it's almost like I'm bringing union to my chest area, to my heart space, and reflecting that out here for you guys. So 1, 2, 3 on my recording. I also stand in front of my closet and I say, what color do I need to wear today? Or what shirt do I need to wear today? And I haven't had this jacket out in a while. So there is something from the root chakra that is needing to be anchored, or there is, I just heard healthy. There's healthy root chakra energy that's here. And it's meant to help balance and feel safe, to feel stable. There's something about just this red color, just absorbing the red color, that helps you to feel safe and grounded and to know that this is a safe space. So all that being said, Harry Styles, back to Harry Styles. It's not one of the normal radio stations that when I tune in and ask my guides what station I'm supposed to have on, not one of the normal ones that typically comes up for me, but a friend of mine who is also a client of mine, has her own jewelry business and she makes really beautiful handmade jewelry. Maybe I'll put a link for her website down in the box below. Just go over there and check out her stuff and give her some love for a little bit. She posted something on Facebook the other day about being at a Harry Styles concert. And there's something about the vibration and the frequency of his music that since then has been kind of drawing me in. And I love the music. I always feel very drawn to those songs. But he is an artist I don't know that I was ever really felt drawn to bring into my awareness. And now he is a little bit. So there's something about his music and the intention behind his music that is meant to teach us right now. It feels like the energy of love and love songs and believing in love again. That's what I'm hearing. Surrendering to the belief in what love means to you, unconditional love. I just heard love beyond borders, love beyond any kind of blockages. True love that doesn't have restrictions. It doesn't have rules around it. That is free to flow in whatever way it feels guided. I'm supposed to remind you also that there's this teacher energy that's here. I stand in front of my cabinet in the kitchen too and ask what mug I need to use. I'm secretly addicted to coffee mugs and tea mugs and stuff. And we make them. We'll go to one of those pottery places and paint them with my kids or wherever, or whatever I'm drawn to. So I ask them which one I need to use today. And today is the Teacher on Duty mug that I usually use during my Holy Fire Reiki classes. So the Holy Fire, it feels like, is here in full force. And there's a lot of Christed energy. The Holy Fire was downloaded to William Lee Rand directly by Jesus himself. And so, sent to him. That's what I meant. And it does feel like that energy is present right now. Obviously, my readings are always filled 444 on my recording. There's powerful Christed energy here right now. the brothers and the sisters of the light, the Christed ones is what they call themselves to me when I connect in and kind of channel them. Okay? So, on one of my videos the other day, it was about, gosh, I keep forgetting the name, what the title was that I put on it. It was one of the daily Oracle tarot readings. The missing piece of the puzzle is here, a partner. So it could be a partner in business, it could be a romantic partner or whatever. But at the end of the video, I said, if you've made it this far, leave a question in the comments, and I would like to make videos out of these questions. They don't just apply to that one person, they apply to a greater collective. And that allows me to connect in with the guidance for that and the teachings of that, to translate them or to deliver them as a message, and then learn from them myself as well. So I had some people that asked some questions down in the comments, and I just chose one of them, the one that I was most guided to. And so that's the one that I want to answer right now, just briefly, actually. Some of what has just come out now, before I get to that question too, is part of the answer for the question, okay? And it begins with surrender. It begins with a full surrender. 6:15 on my recording, which is interesting because that's my birthday, 6:15. So it's like new birth. Surrendering to the beauty of you, the codes that you brought into this world when you were conceived, when you were born into this human experience. Your higher self is trying to communicate the codes of the consciousness of you to you right now. And any human programming, anything that you've learned as a human from other humans who were very, very disconnected from the purity of that consciousness come into this world. They teach us in the ways that they know to teach us, the ways that they were taught themselves in order to fit into a society, to survive in our society. It's like we were taught to survive. And your higher consciousness is wanting to teach you to thrive now. And so our purpose is to shed the programs that trigger survival mode in us. So each time that happens, it's a gift of awareness and self-awareness to see what program is coming up to be shed. So every time you get triggered, every time you go into survival mode, every time you tune into fear, every time you witness that fear, you can locate the program in you, the pattern in you that wants to fall back into survival mode when it's not appropriate. Sometimes the energy of a higher vibration of thriving mode, of beauty and love and relationship and purity and higher knowing and trust and faith and all and abundance, is so scary because it's so unlike what we've ever known that we will self-sabotage. Those old programs are very strong and will kick in order to trigger us into survival mode to try to survive this really beautiful stuff coming in. Like it's something that we need to endure because it is pretty intense. It's pretty intense to let go and surrender to happiness and joy. Sometimes joy feels almost painful to people. That comes from trauma, that comes from blockages, that comes from areas with programs within us that say, that's too good to be true. Seeing is believing. Don't believe in something that you can't see the proof of. And we stop looking for the proof of it. We stop witnessing the proof of it in ways that our human brains have a hard time witnessing. You know, what is true love? Where have I ever witnessed true love? All I see is, all I experienced was people leaving me or whatever it was. Spirit is coming in to show us a different perspective and to say, that was true love. There was an aspect of that event, that thing that happened, that sometimes the hardest thing that you can do when you love someone is to let them go. But that could also be the best gift for them, is to let them go. So even just that realization is like, oh, that was a very loving. I took it as very painful. It was something I needed because it put me in survival mode, or put the people around me in survival mode. But having gone through the experience of that lack or whatever it is part of the purpose in breaking through certain programs. So it's the purpose for some people to have gone through lack, to go from surviving to thriving, to be the example for that, to teach other people that, to help break the pattern of that on the planet. We're kind of banding together in order to break the survival mode. And things are amping up out in the world right now, out in society. I mean, so many more people are going into survival mode as the recession is getting worse, and the cost of everything's going up, and it's teaching people to learn more about money and managing their money, and making money in different, more creative ways, and manifesting and attracting more money. Recording time, it says 11:11. So anyway, there is a collective energy of survival mode that we are meant to teach people how to surrender to. Everything is always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. To not tune into the fear, to tune into the faith and the love of this whole situation. It all has a purpose. It all has a purpose. And it's meant to help us to purge these old survival mode programs. Thank you for that. Thank you. It's amazing. So I was recently shown, this is a question. I was recently shown that my sacral chakra has been blocked for much of my life. Something happened, which is the case for most of us. And I'm seeing that there is this flow from the root chakra as well, that when the root chakra is blocked, the sacral chakra can't get the full connection to the earth. We have been separated from the earth, from actually physically being out in nature, living in nature, communing with nature, connecting with our human nature. And it makes us go into our brain more, into survival mode more. So there is this blockage in the sacral chakra that has a lot to do with instability and not feeling safe. Not feeling safe to create, to be what you were created to be. Your sacral chakra is the space of creation, and it's where you create your life. It's where we create literal life. But it is also where the inspiration and passion and drive and real intuition and deep, powerful love, that's what I'm hearing right now, comes from. That is creation. So that chakra has been blocked for a lot of us. Many, many of us. We haven't felt the freedom or the safety in being able to create in the way that we're inspired to create, because society doesn't always necessarily recognize the value in our gifts or in what it is that you have to offer when it comes to what you're creating. Or there's not enough time for that. So you're in survival mode, going to a job that will help put a roof over your head, and you have to earn a certain amount of money, and then you come home and you take care of the kids and blah, blah, blah. And there's no time necessarily for the energy of creation. That comes from the program of putting everybody else's needs first. Right now, what's being broken is that program. The expectation that you have to put everyone else's needs first before your own. It's like this old distorted mother paradigm where her needs were never met, or they were met very, very, very last, or when she was in her older age, and then people started taking care of her because she took care of people all her life. I hear mamai, but it sounds like mama. Give me love. Give me love. This is Ed Sheeran. She never exampled how to give love to herself first. So that is number one. That is number one. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of this too. I'm starting to feel a lot more spaciousness. That's what awareness does for you. Something happened after that information came through, and I'm starting to feel a lot more spaciousness. That's freedom. That's what freedom feels like. Freedom from those programs, from those blockages, from the restriction in creating the life that you want, creating a life that inspires you, inspires others, is full of meaning and happiness and joy. And I just hear creativity again, just creativity. So yay, she says. Now I want to connect on higher levels, but I don't exactly know how to do it. You have to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of your energy first. Your energy maintenance routine is number one in order to be able to connect in with this higher power. When you do that, first thing in the morning, as soon as I get up in the morning, I do a meditation, I do some breath work, and then I go for a walk, no matter what the weather is. I have to get my energy moving. Like out there this morning, it is pouring down rain this morning. And I just layered up, I put my rain jacket on, put my rain boots on, I got my rain jacket or my umbrella out, and I went for a damn walk. Pouring down rain. I was soaked when I got back. Rain is cleansing. There's something about the cold that I needed to experience, and I just have to move my energy. I have to get it moving in the morning. Otherwise it all gets stuck up here in this space up here. I have to take care of my physical body to begin with. And then I'll come back and I will journal a little bit and write down the things that I'm grateful. I'll write down how I'm feeling currently, like where my current state is, and honestly where it is. And then I will write down the things that I'm grateful for and the things that I'm dreaming of and my goals and aspirations and things like that. So I'm envisioning. I'm picturing where I am now, tuning into where I am now, and then I tune into what the goal is and where I'm going, and I get to envision those things and create the future. I get to create all of that. And it's coming from a place of balancing myself first. So doing that first thing in the morning. However much time you have, you create a routine for yourself. You're connecting in with the highest power that there could possibly be. You want to connect in on higher levels? You need to connect in with the higher level of you to begin with. Connect in with your energy and who you are and what you are, and what it is that you need to be able to connect with this human world and this human experience. You're taking care of your human body because your human body is the vessel to be able to connect in on higher levels with other energies, with higher vibrational beings, with people who have passed, things like that. Higher light, simply higher light, the higher light of you, your authentic self, is the higher level. So the more you connect in with yourself, shed old layers, become self-aware of the things that don't necessarily feel in alignment or are in alignment with you and who you are. You're shedding those old layers and you're becoming more light. That affects the world around you. And when you connect in with higher beings, when you are the channel for those coming through, when you download all of that information, you're doing that through your human vessel, and so then your human vessel goes through this time period of purging whatever is not in alignment with that. So you need to recognize what's your energy, what's a higher energy, and noticing the difference in those frequencies. And when that happens, whatever is a higher vibration than what you're currently resonating at, when you download that light, whatever doesn't match that is going to be stirred up to be moved out of the way. Those old programs that don't align with this higher level information that's coming through is going to be stirred up and moved out of the way. So for some of you, it feels like you have guides and people who have passed or ancestors that don't serve you anymore, that are a lower vibration than where you're meant to go now. It's time to level up. And for some of you, it's time to release and let go of guides and beings that maybe have become attached to you because of these old programs that are still vibrating inside of you. When you come to a higher level, it's like their purpose in your life is now complete, and they're still guiding you, is not in alignment with a new timeline that you're getting ready to move on. This time of year, the veil is very thin. And so you're able to connect with, in an easier way, the energy of especially people who have passed, a little bit of a lower vibrational energy than what the archangels and the angels and the ascended masters and things like that are. We can witness their presence in our life and thank them for the lessons that they've shown us, their purpose in our lives, and their purpose in being with us through the death experience too, and afterwards. For some of you, it's like you have the energy of people around you that have passed in your life or someone else's life or something like that. And they had a message, they had something to teach you through the vibration of their pain or their experience or something like that. Once you witness that, it's time for you to separate from them. And it's time for them to go to the light. It's time, like Jesus is waiting there to help them go to the light and surrender to their highest consciousness now. There's something from the holy fire is going to help them. But there's something from their human experience that's still kind of stuck to them that is keeping them connected to this realm, and they're needing to move on to the next realm, right? So you get in touch with your own energy, recognize what that is so that you can recognize when there are other energies around you that are not in alignment, that it doesn't feel in alignment anymore. You can listen to them. You can teach them about moving on by you moving on yourself. There's an element of closure happening here. This is the perfect time for closure when it comes to past situations, the feeling of loss, coming to terms with the fact that they're never gone, that the imprint of people, whether they're past or they're still alive, the imprint of people are still there, and they will always be there. But we get to choose whether we want to tune into lower vibrational energy that was imprinted from them or higher vibrational energy that was present around them. So, we get to look at experiences and choose not to see the fear and the trauma that was there. We get to choose to see that there was love from a higher power that was coming in that separated us from them. And I'm specifically seeing a situation where, someone left, like if your father left, or if you have a husband who left, or whatever it was, that it was a gift of true love from a higher power that guided them to leave because their vibration was very, very, very out of alignment with what you were meant to do and who you were meant to be. And for some people, they served a purpose in your life by being there, and it was really amazing. But their passing was also a gift because it was meant to help you at this point in your life tune into your intuitive and psychic gifts at this point in your life. So for some of you, you tune into higher level energy by connecting in with your gifts and tuning into someone else's higher self, someone who has passed, recognizing that you're able to do that and helping to connect in with their highest light and sending them to their highest light. Okay? That went way off what I thought that it was going to. But she said, part of me is fearful if I allow myself to be as open and loving as I feel in my heart, that people will misinterpret it. Some people, it's easier for them to hold on to fear. It's easier for them to hold on to survival mode because the illusion of control makes them feel safer. Just know that that has a purpose for them too. We just have to keep surrendering to faith and our own beautiful hearts. Some people ask me sometimes, like, how do you know that you're channeling information, or how do you know when it's your ego talking, or and I trust whatever is coming through. I trust because I create a sacred container ahead of time. I connect in with my guides and I ask them to help me be a channel for the messages that are coming through for the highest and greatest good of everyone involved only. So if there's something that comes through from my ego or from Karen's situation or from Karen's mind or Karen's experience that is being shared or being translated, or it's coming through the filter of my experience, I know that that is meant for someone on here to hear in some kind of way, to feel in some kind of way, because of the intention from my heart, from Karen's heart, from my highest consciousness, from my human thoughts and intentions as well, the union of that space, that I trust that it is meant for your highest good. And if there's something that's said here that you don't align with, or there's something in my vibration, or we're just not the same frequency or the same vibration, I also know that and you choose to unfollow or to unsubscribe or to dislike the video or whatever it is. I know that that's your expression of saying, your vibration is different than my vibration. And it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing against me. It's just that they don't match. There's not the resonance there that's necessary on this part of your journey. And it may be that you're in a higher vibration than I am right now, or that I'm in a higher vibration than where you are right now, or something like that. Whatever it is okay that you say, okay, I'm going to move on now. Because there is a higher power. There's something there that's guiding you and steering you to something over here now that is going to serve you. Even if you did resonate with me for a very long time, or if you didn't resonate with me, I have some people that did and then they didn't and then they come back, and it's okay that happens. Because it's for your highest good. I trust the guidance. I trust your internal guidance system that says, something that Karen has going on in her experience right now is maybe a program that's being released that you already released, or something that you're not quite ready to release just yet. That survival mode, you haven't gotten to the place where you're ready to experience that, or whatever it is. And it's just not the time for it. It's not the time for it. Maybe it is later, and maybe not. But I trust all the way around that what it is, because I trust my heart. I trust my intention. I trust me. And in that way, I surrender to the God in me. I surrender to the light inside of me and the way that my higher self guides me to love me. Right? So you have to trust your heart, and you have to trust where you're going and what it is that you're pulled to do and tune into. It feels like, Jill, this question was for you. It feels like you now are being guided more by and tuning into more love than fear. Fear was sitting in your sacral chakra. Fear was sitting there saying that I need to protect myself from opening up, because when I do that, I get hurt. And there's a part of you that tunes into the love that says, I have the tools that I need to protect myself and still be open, create boundaries in a loving way, not in a fearful way, in a loving way. And I know that any hurt that occurs or anything that happens is divinely guided, because I have the gift of self-awareness. I'm able to see that that hurt came from maybe a blockage or trauma or something from the past that I am still vibrating with. There's a program that's still there that I need to see, and I get to ask to download the light that will help me to heal and release and make peace with that. Otherwise, it's operating in the background. Otherwise, it's operating in my subconscious. So if I feel hurt, that's my subconscious speaking to me about something ready to be released. So do I need to protect myself from that? I can learn from it. I can learn from it and recognize when I need to create a boundary around it. I don't need to react out of fear. I can see that that hurt is there. I can see that this situation hurts me. And so I don't need to respond out of fear. I just create a boundary around that. Say, no, I'm not going to allow that anymore. I'm not going to allow that hurt. And then you move to align with what feels good. So that contrast has really helped you to know what you do want in life. Everything is always working out for us. It's always working out for us. We just need the awareness, the self-awareness to decipher, discern, and move forward, and to continue to surrender over and over and over and over again. Okay? So part of me is fearful if I allow myself to be open and loving as I feel in my heart, that people will misinterpret it. You know your intentions. And I did a video yesterday too about Mercury retrograde and the way that we are communicating. We're given the opportunity to look into the past and see ways that people communicated with us, that we communicated when we communicated out of fear, or when they communicated out of fear. And to learn from those situations. There's something that we need to see there in order to shift with this level of awareness now. Go back and watch that video from yesterday, October 3rd, talking about new love is coming in. We just need to learn a new way of communicating. So even when we have someone who is communicating with us out of fear, we don't need to tune into the fear and communicate back. We need to create a boundary with ourselves that says, I am not going to communicate right now until I am not triggered, till I come out of that fearful situation, until I come back into my heart, and then communicate from that place. And eventually we will be able to see and sense that that's someone else's energy that's communicating out of fear, still be able to communicate from a place of love. Because when people misinterpret you, that is coming from their filter. It's coming from their experiences. It's coming from their experiences of having communicated with you maybe in the past when you communicated from a place of fear. So they were always going to protect themselves from the possibility of you communicating and projecting or communicating from a place of a trigger or something like that. You just stand in your power. You just communicate from love. That's all you can do. And so their interpretation is their responsibility. That's theirs. You can't change the way someone else sees you, or all you can do is continue to sink back down into your heart, sink back down into your heart. And eventually they will start to see things in a different way. They'll start to see things in a way that they're meant to see things. And you're meant to show them some things. Sometimes you're meant to communicate things in a way that shows them how they tend to go to worst case scenario, worst case scenario, worst case scenario. Okay? But there is something in your communication, the way that you communicate things, that that you're going to learn how to shift. Okay? All right. Just let me adore you. Just let me adore you. You communicate with your energy too. You communicate with your presence. You communicate with what you bring into the room. Okay? So don't forget about that you're communicating with. All right. I hope that answered your question. There's a lot more in there, but I have another question on here too that I'm going to make a different video about, so stay tuned. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Please put 3 orange hearts down in the comments. And if you have a question that you would like me to make a video out of, put that down in the comments below, and I will choose somebody, the one that I'm most guided to, and create another video out of that, okay? If you want to book a private reading with me, if you want to dig into this further for yourself, the information for my sessions are down in the box below. I'm getting ready to facilitate some group sessions as well, where you guys can come on in a live way to ask your questions live, and I will give you that information as soon as I set it up, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you soon.